Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 28th. And, you know, today I'm going to bring up a subject that you don't hear about very much, and that is women in the Bible. Now, there are some rather famous women in the Bible. Mary, of course, who had the baby Jesus, and and then there was Mary Magdalene and Martha, and those. But there was also um, some that, well, Ruth, she had her own chapter in the own book in the Bible because she saved um, all the Jews, and she was beautiful, and that's kind of how she did it. She used her beauty, but and her smarts too. But in Romans chapter 16, it mentions this is Paul writing to the Romans, and he wants to make sure that people are taking these into account. And he says, I commend to you Phoebe, our sister, who is a servant of the church in Cenchrea, that you may receive her in the Lord in a manner worthy of the saints, and assist her in whatever business she has need of you. For indeed she has been a helper of many, and of myself also. Then also greet Priscilla and Aquila, my fellow workers in Christ Jesus, who risked their own necks for my life, to whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles. Likewise greet the church that is in their house. And he does go on to say quite a few more in chapter 16 of Romans. Go ahead and read it and see where they are, because the women are having churches in their house. They are doing the business of the church. They are risking their necks to help the apostles. Some of them are prisoners, and they are considered fellow workers for the mission of bringing Christ to people. And so the women were in the Bible. You just don't necessarily see them. They were all over. They were helping the apostles. These apostles, behind every good man, every man is a good woman, or something like that. These women were behind the apostles. They were helping them. They were doing their business. They were seriously taking everything they had to do, including risking their own lives and being prisoners and holding church in their house. These women they're all over. We just don't see them. Again, this is kind of like God. He is all over, but we don't see him always. Well, we never really see God, but we see the results of what he does. When the wind blows, we don't see the wind, but we see the results of the wind. And that's the same way as when God works, we see the results of God. And when these women were working, we may not have seen them, but we saw the results of what they did. And they were all together helping and working, and they didn't ask for recognition. They didn't get recognition, really. This is the only time I think I've noticed that Paul really took time to mention them, mainly because he wanted other people to recognize and help them, because they were working so hard. So, it's kind of a really wonderful thing to know women were in the Bible, not just the famous ones, but all kinds of women were there doing all the things, just like today. Women today are taking care of the churches, taking care of the church's business, and working alongside the men. And, they don't always get the recognition, and, but the women are there. And God made women to be helpers. And yes, that's what they were doing. They were helping, and they were really working on it. So, yes, there are women all over the Bible. They were there. We just don't necessarily see them. So, just kind of, I want you to know that today. So if you're curious, read Romans chapter 16 and for yourself, and you'll see. So you have a great day, and God bless you.